お、来たね。それで今日はどこに行くんだ？
桜ビル抜刀参る。明鏡止水、力がみなぎる。感謝、花のように散る。勝利だな。だがまだできたはず。すぐ終わらせましょう。感謝です。回避成功。ぬるい。はっ、一気に叩き込みます。はっ、ここさっ、はっ、感謝です。ここ甘い。回避成功。はっ、それ。わっ、お姉ちゃん、ここは私に任せて。すっかり一人前になったわね。いい調子です。さあ、感謝です。ぬるい。この木を逃してはいけません。甘い。さっ、終わりですね。時間を無駄にしなくて済みそうです。よらば切る。明鏡止水、力がみなぎる。感謝。 いざ参らん。勝利だな。だがまだできたはず。すぐ終わらせましょう。感謝です。回避成功。ぬるい。ここ。ワッツー。一気に叩き込みます。せや。はっ。ワッツー。ここ。感謝。甘い。気を緩めずに行きますよ。一気に叩き込みます。それ。回避成功。いい調子です。ワッツー。終わりですね。時間を無駄にしなくて済みそうです。でも言って。皆さんを待たせるわけに。この力使いこなしてみせます。何でも言って。 と破壊。これもまた一種のサンサーラだ。
Oh, hey, Alvi. Yeah, I gotta catch up on the waifu slop because I've been no-lifing Nioh 3. How you guys doing? Kinda just didn't feel like talking for a bit, but I'll hop on the mic. Just gonna finish up on here and play some other games. I had a friend send me 50 bucks, so the goal is only 20 bucks. And I'll actually play the game tonight, possibly. There is kind of a problem with this, though. My Hong Kong account is, like, not working right now. Not that it matters. I could just make another email. But, yeah, it's freaking out for some reason. I don't know why. I only had, like, one thing that I bought on it anyway, so we can just make another one. But yeah, it seems like the Hong Kong one is going to have English. If it doesn't already, it will soon. They didn't say when. But yeah, if things work out on my end, and with a little support, I might get it tonight. I might play it tonight. We'll see. I don't want to make any promises. Because I'm going to have to find a place to make another trash email account. Because the Hong Kong account is not letting me log in. I don't really care because I only had the one game on there. But I'll worry about that when it happens. When or if it happens. Finish up on here. Hello. Yeah, I'm almost done with the Nioh 3 stuff, but I kind of need a bit of a break. The game's kind of hard on the hands. It's starting to get cramped up, so I'm like, yeah, I'll hop on and play some other stuff for a change, because I've been no-lifing Nioh 3. I've still got like a week left, so I think I'll probably be done with New Game Plus by then, at the rate that I'm going, but I've been on it all day. I kind of needed a bit of a rest. How you guys doing today? Sorry I haven't been around much. I think that the New Game Plus stuff will actually do pretty well, so I'm trying to put effort into it. The algorithm might actually like it, because it takes quite a while to get there. I don't know how much time other people have. How much they've played the previous games, because it's definitely a game where the generational knowledge goes far. Just like Night Rain, people got really good at Night Rain really quick because how much they recycle stuff. Nioh 3 is very much the same, so it's one of the reasons why I was able to get through it so quick. It's not necessarily because I spent too much time on it. Really was just like I've seen how these monsters fight multiple times. Don't really need to relearn much of anything. Let's see, I want to spend this on Lu Wu or my boy here, get him to triple S. It's tempting. He only needs 11 more. Yeah, but I don't have her weapon, though, so none of these characters up here are meta. They're all off meta. And power creep in this game isn't that bad, but the only one I really play as is him. I've got everybody else in the selector. Let me see. What's the cash selector? Let me see here. Does this have anything good in it, or is it shit? Let me see. What is her recommended weapon, her signature? If they have it in there, I probably just get it from there. I do like this character. Too low. Alright, let me see if that one's in there, otherwise probably not gonna cash on this game anytime soon. Let me see here. Nah, they don't have it in here. Oh, they do! Holy crap, they do. Huh. Well, I guess I will use that selector on her then, because that's like $10 more or something. It's $5 more actually. I'm not in a rush to do that though. Disgaea Musou takes priority currently, because I do want to get that damn video done. I've been leading you guys on a wild goose chase for like way too long with this video. I want to get it done, and I don't think that there's going to be any other Switch 2 Musou games anytime soon. I think there's probably not going to be another one for quite a while. Apparently the Direct that's next week is a partner Direct, so the chance of a Musou game being announced there is incredibly slim. Because Koei Tecmo Musou games on Switch, the exclusive ones, are all like Nintendo published. So that would be at a main like first party Direct. It wouldn't be at a partner showcase. So if I can get this game funded, then I can pretty much safely say that the video is going to be relatively future-proofed. I don't think that there will be another Musou game anytime soon. I do actually want to play the game as well. It actually does look pretty fun, but mostly just for completionist sake, because I'm only missing like a couple Musou games, but they're not ones that anybody cares about. I'm not gonna go waste money on those, especially because they're 30 FPS capped. So it's like just a literal waste of money. I'll just mention them. I'll mention them in the video, but I'm not gonna waste money on those or ask you guys for help with those. I don't think anyone really cares about Touken Ranbu on Switch 2. Like, yeah, I don't have that one. Does anybody really care, though? No. I'm only missing, like, 3 Musou games at this point. Not counting Disgaea. Yeah, I just felt like doing a credit on this. Start doing credits of these on kitty sitting streams again. This game's actually never been featured on kitty sitting streams before. for this week. Prime candidate of a game to play, especially because a Steam Deck being physically disabled doesn't impact gameplay of this. Steam Deck is still broken. Don't even want to take donations to get it fixed at this point. It's a waste of money. By the time I get it back, they're going to announce the Switch 2, the Deck 2. I'm just holding out for that at this point. Deck 2 is going to be a big power increase, so I'm more looking for that. I'll live with a physically handicapped Steam Deck for another year if I have to. Guardian Heroes of the Hood. Yeah, this is Guardians of the Hood, but not bad. Hey! This update is so good, man. This update is incredible. I don't know why they came back and did this, but I'm very glad that they did. Well needed. Oops. Jordy beating himself up. I'm playing as Jordy with clones of Jordy beating up a red version of Jordy, who's the person responsible for the combat in this, Streets 4, and Absalom. Jordyception. There are a lot of Jordys on the screen right now. There's another one. He's managed to clone himself with French cloning technology. Ranbu Super is so good in tag mode. Just throw it out.
Come on, get him.
Time to fight Yipes. Yipes coming up. Well, after this is Yipes. Guy that looks way too much like Yipes, but is clearly not Yipes. Passes for him. Should cosplay. Yipes cosplay. Them next to each other, probably couldn't tell the difference. Damn. This is a masterpiece right here. Alright, next up is Yipes.
Get over here.
Time to fight Green Yipes. This is pretty good credit so far. Let's see if I can take it all away.
Get over here.
Blue Yipes now.
Rocket kick! Get over here.
Drop kick. A decent quick kill. Yipes. Yipes and his twin brothers getting comboed here. That's uncanny how much that guy looks like Yipes. Looks exactly like him. I think what makes it more interesting is that these people are all from the French FGC from like 10 years ago. So there is a literal French Yipes. French Yipes is out there. Kendo guys can really mess you up if you don't take them out properly. It's the last level, so trying to get to the last boss with as much health as possible, which means handling these guys, making sure that they don't chip that much health away, because let's just go ahead and do a Ranbu. Good, 2 bars. These guys. Oh man, the kendo guys. I could have handled that a lot better. See if I can still do this. Get everybody on one side and do a Ranbu. French Ryo Sakazaki here. French black man version of Ryo Sakazaki. Got the Ranbu super and everything. The thing he doesn't have is Ko Ken and Zanret's Ken. He's got everything else though. Shit. Ah, damn it. That didn't work. Alright, not bad, but not great either. Try to get him on like one side with the Ranbu and then hope that the ads don't hit you. But now Jordy's got like half health, and he's who I need to start the combo, so French Ryo is not very good with him. He's just kind of a combo tool.
Get over here.
Ultimate version of Yipes is here. Ultra Instinct French Yipes. Damn armor. One tap. Fuck! I think he was gonna go into armor right away. Oh man. He's probably dead now. Oh, that's gonna hit. Totally botched that. Yeah, he kind of sucks at this fight. I can get him to do the kick. Nope, that's it. What a punk ass, man. Ugh. That's so annoying. He just would not do the kick. Botched that 1cc. Not really a big fan of this boss with the armor. Oh well. 2cc's not bad. I actually 1cc this last night with the tag mode. Couldn't stick the landing this time, but that's alright. I haven't played this game in like 9 years, so it's not that bad. I still got some of the muscle memory. Let's see, do I feel like doing another credit of that and run it back, or playing something else? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. In case anybody wants to confirm that this was made by the Streets 4 and Absalom people, you can go ahead and look at the credits. Notice a lot of the same people, including myself, and also a lot of the beta testers on this were also on Streets 4 and Absalom. That sucks. I kind of wanted another 1cc, but just wasn't in the cards. They made some really stupid decisions. Getting sandwiched by the elite Yipes and Jordy can really kill a run, basically. If you could parry the final boss's blue fire, it actually gives you a big opportunity, but I just don't have the muscle memory anymore. Lost it. tag potential. It's got Sogazan from Tails. Kogahazan. Well, actually that's more like Sogazan. Oh, that's Kogahazan right there. I don't think that team has a lot of synergy. Anybody with him works pretty well, because the Ranbu Super, you can get hit out of it, but only from powerful moves. Like the last boss, if he does that like hop kick, and you have your Ranbu out, then you won't get hit. That's a mistake that I made, but he is one of the better teammates I've found. He's basically like the best assist from what I've seen. Because it really is just a Ranbu Super. If the first hit continues, then he does like a long combo. It also travels a really long distance, and if you have his stamina up, then he can take a couple hits and put everybody in hit stun. I don't really like playing as him that much. I don't like his moveset that much, but he's the best. He's the best anchor. I don't really like playing in point. I think Jordy here is better as point. Mitch is pretty good. Tag mode makes him... I don't know how good he is in the tier list, but tag mode makes him very powerful. The fact that you can essentially just put like half the lane in hit stun and then do whatever you want. As long as you don't do too many ground hits, you can really pack on the damage. Let's see here. These guys are supposed to be out in like a week. Oh, he's got the OG Game Boy. That thing's like 40 years old. That's pretty cool.
After beating you down, I will eat a steak frite.
That has like no tag combo potential. The sumo slaps.
Go away. Go away.
That's actually pretty cool. That might actually make him a good assist character.
Go away. Go away.
Putting them into another lane while they're in hit stun, but I don't know how much I'd use them otherwise.
Go away. Go away.
Eh. Let me see Claws here. You got any potential?
Go away.
You guys really run a run back, huh? Alright, I'll do a run back. I'll go ahead and close the poll. Yeah, I've done We'll do a run back, and then I'll figure out what the next game's gonna be after. We'll do one more credit. Just gonna run with the same team. Credits in this game are like 30 minutes, so it's kind of fun to run back. This was like Knights of Valor length, I would say. No, 1 credit a day. Full credit on this game is like 25 to 30 minutes. I feel like what killed that run was I took too much damage on the Kendo guys. The white recolor of the Kendo guy, he hit me like way too many times. And then I kept trying to do the Ranbu super, and they weren't all when hits done. Otherwise, that run would have cleared. Yeah. Like, what did that guy even do? I, like, never once watched his stuff. I might have seen, like, one of his videos, like, 20 years ago when I made this channel. I never watched his stuff. Not the worst person they could have in this, to be honest. A lot of other, pioneer YouTubers that way worse than that guy. Literal treasure trove of them. Shit people that got rich on here. I remember the name, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch any of his stuff. I've been on here since the beginning, but I didn't really watch a lot of the popular pioneer YouTubers. I didn't really watch most of them. Just didn't make things I was interested in. Most of them are gone now, though. Either got cancelled or they burnt out because this site is terrible for your mental health, or both. Most of them are long gone. Just like scraped off the internet at this point. Most of the people I talked to on this site, you know, that I was friends with, maybe not like close friends, but maybe a little bit higher than acquaintances. All those people are gone now. It has less to do with just usual adult stuff and people drifting away. It's mostly just the site drove them away, because when Google bought out the site, especially for gaming stuff, you could get banned for anything. A couple of them held out with like alt accounts, but then they stopped doing that too. It's interesting because if they had like held out for like another couple years, you know, all the game companies and publishers came in and they kind of realized that banning people for uploading stuff of games is actively stupid for marketing. Now people who create videos on YouTube are essentially the main marketing for video games now, but it's interesting to think about how many of them probably could have made at least a career for maybe sometime, I don't know, forever, but probably could have gotten at least a livable wage if they had held out like another like 3 or 4 years. I don't know, that's a big ask though. Definitely is some alternate timeline where some of those people I talked to became, like, really successful. At the same time, a lot of those guys just uploaded raw gameplay. They did, like, no commentary, and that kind of stuff is less viable these days compared to in the past. You gotta have a personality. I don't know how far they could have gotten, but farther than they did for sure. It's a lot harder to get banned for uploading game footage now. You have to, like, really try. You know, like, so somebody got, like, Grand Theft Auto 6, like, a month early and put up, like, all the cutscenes, they'd be banned on the spot, but that's such a niche thing that will basically never happen. It's quite difficult. And the people who do that stuff are not, you know, not relevant on here at all. They're just random people. Back then, you could get banned for literally anything. I remember, I forget what the guy's name was. He was uploading Metal Gear Solid 4 cutscenes, and I was watching them because I didn't have a PS3. And then I woke up in the morning, he got to the end, he got banned. He didn't do anything bad. It's like, don't upload the cutscenes. It's like, well, that's all that game is cutscenes. Cutscene to gameplay ratio of Metal Gear Solid 4 is like the worst out of all of them, basically. It's like almost entirely cutscenes, but I guess they didn't like that the guy was uploading them, so they just torched his account. Probably woke up and didn't even have a chance to appeal. Just gone. This place was not very friendly to gamers back then. It's interesting because now, like, it's one of the most popular things to watch on here is game footage, be it like video essays or just like, you know, talking about like underrated stuff or just gameplay in general. It's like one of the most popular things on here, and the companies interact with us now, but back then you were like considered a demon if you uploaded a cutscene. It's interesting in retrospect. It's like not a big deal if you do that. As long as you don't like do it before the embargo lifts, you're fine. Nothing's gonna happen. At worst they'll take off the monetization, but they won't ban you. That was not the case back then. That's why this channel surviving through all that is more impressive than any particular feat I did on here. It was the opposite of Twitch. Feels like on Twitch you have to be like a murderer to get banned permanently. It's the opposite of Twitch. It's like uploading any game footage was like walking through a minefield of Legos, basically. Now it's pretty much follow the rules and you're good. Nothing will happen. I know the Nostalgia Critic drama was like, he didn't really do anything that bad. I heard it was just burnout and mismanagement of funds and payments and stuff. Like, there's people that have done far worse on here that still have their accounts. They still have a career. I think he's less problematic than some of the people we got on these sites now that like should not have a platform at all. Should be perma-banned. You know how these sites are. You Make the money to look the other way. If you're a nobody, they'll ban you on the spot. Double standards. Give birth on Twitch, you can be like low-tier god and threaten to dox a minor. He only got banned for like a week. Because he makes the money. I don't know, that's not the kind of person I'd want to be promoted on my platform. I think like after the 15th time of being banned, there'd be like some kind of meaningful consequence, but I guess not.
Come on.
It's pretty much why people keep doing all that stupid stuff on Twitch, because they know that there's no lasting consequence. You get to not stream for 2 weeks and come back and people shower you with money because they say that they missed you. A lot of the early YouTubers did do really dumb stuff that killed their career, though. Undeniably. There were a fair amount of people that just kind of got caught in the crossfire with Google buyout. Because Google noticed that people were just uploading entire movies on here. I don't know, they were kind of garbage to watch. I did that for a couple movies on here. Back then you could only have a 10-minute and 58-second video. Oh man, I'm not that broke. I'll go buy the freaking movie. I don't want to watch it in 90 parts. Quality was also garbage back then too. Buying it legally or going to see it in the theater was always the better option, even if you're a broke-ass teenager. You know, the completionist, he was in that Sea of Stars game, and they just replaced him with a generic NPC. Does anyone remember Lonely Girl 15? It was a very early experiment on here. It was basically this young woman pretending to be a blogger, but then it turned into like a horror story. It was one of the most popular original content on here. This was back in like 06, 05. It was kind of interesting, but I think a lot of people were upset that they thought it was an authentic, you know, a vlog of someone's life that was young person, but it ended up being a show. Kind of turned into like, I don't know, the people got like kidnapped or something. I don't hear too many people talk about it. That was an interesting experiment. I don't think you could do something like that now, but for like the first couple months or whatever, it seemed like just a regular person, but then they turned it into like this over-the-top story. You've heard of it, yeah. That was pretty big on here for a while. I used to watch it. I watched a couple episodes of it, but then I found out that it was just a film. Amateur films, basically. I lost interest. most of the people that are popular on this site were not here at the beginning. The site was more like art house, you know, amateur stuff. Back at the time, you know, you couldn't make money on the site at all at that time. There was no ad revenue until like a couple years in, so that obviously changes the kind of stuff that people make. They make things that they like instead of, you know, now where everything is metagame down to a science. Everything is metagame down to a science. You know, if you can get people riled up about a topic or lie to them or make videos about people who did those toxic things, and you can make money. Back then, there were a couple people who got sponsored for things, people who reviewed like products and physical products and stuff. But, the site definitely changed for the worst. People figured out, like, this is how you get people to click on things. It never really recovered, in my opinion. It's only gotten worse. That just goes for anything, though. You know, a lot of people in the movie industry got their start. Maybe not on here, but just making amateur stuff. And then, you know, obviously when making a livable wage comes into play, then things start to change. But yeah, it was a cool time. As soon as the ad revenue came in and Google bought it out, that's when the site really started to decline, for obvious reasons. It would be interesting to see, like, who from that era, besides, like, AVGN, he's, like, one of the few people that's been on here since the beginning that has, for the most part, completely avoided drama, and he's adapted to the times. But, you know, his stuff was the same thing, too. His stuff was the same, too. It was production values back then. I mean, he's literally just in his house talking. Shoestring budget. Now it's like this big production. You know, making an episode takes, like, way longer now. Should probably make a video about this, because I was actually around for all this stuff. I'm nowhere near as relevant as those people, but for gaming, because the Google buyout happened before the ad revenue came in, so for gaming, that was the big turning point. And they just started banning everybody for everything. And like a lot of the OG people that made gaming stuff on here, they all died out because of that. Like I said, some of them held out for a while. I remember that guy named Kingdom Hearts Pro. He uploaded a lot of really cool PS2 stuff. But then he got banned like 4 times and then he disappeared. I never heard from him again. Probably married with a kid now or something. That was a long time ago. He probably made the right decision in walking away. The history being lost is the problem. That's nothing, though. Compared to the other people from that era that did legit horrible things, I mean, that's nothing. He's not in... People aren't entitled to make him watch something and review it. Especially, by that point, his production value and production times increased like crazy. It's like a full-on paying job at that point. You know, and he has a wife and kids. I don't know. That's like a nothing burger compared to the new crowd we have on these sites that are legit horrible people doing really heinous things and barely even getting reprimanded for it. I don't know. That just reeks of, you know, people not liking that somebody has avoided drama and doing stupid things for an insanely amount of time in internet years and just trying to find something to be mad about. It's like, you know, there are good people on here, man. There are people with large followings that actually deserve it. Like, I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand that. Yes, a big chunk of them are jerks, or they're good people that have simply just metagamed content creation down to a science. They don't even like what they do or agree with what they say anymore. But, you know, bills gotta get paid. But there are still plenty of great people on here. He's one of them for sure. He basically is experiencing, at least at that time, he was experiencing what unproblematic celebrities deal with. Where, you know, the media will try to find dirt on them. It's like, you know, maybe they actually are a good person that just happens to have a boatload of cash. They do exist. Maybe there aren't many of them, but they do exist. But, you know, the media will try to find any dirt on you they can to try to ruin your image. Yeah, you can still get axed for uploading music. Game music is pretty rough on here. I'd say it's about as bad as the initial ban wave from the Google buyout, where uploading just a cutscene with no commentary could get you perma-banned. But yeah, it's especially bad with game music because it just doesn't even make any sense. It's like, there's no legal alternative. What are you trying to sell me? There's no legal alternative. I can't go on iTunes and buy this, so why are you trying to police people uploading it? It's like art preservation at that point. Oh man, clean fight against Yipes. Very clean fight. Let's see if I can pull it off here. That was a very good combo. Yeah, XL Joe got torched too. He got banned like last year, and he was like the only one putting up a lot of the PC 88 and 98 stuff, which is some of the best video game music ever made. And like, obviously, you can't buy any of that stuff. Most of it you can't buy. At most, it's like the original E soundtracks, you know, because they're tied to a popular musician. But that's it. So I don't know I don't get what they accomplished by banning people like that. They're preserving art that can be lost. I mean, that's usually how it happens, yeah. The only reason I still have this channel is because I did used to upload cutscenes and endings and stuff, but it was mostly for Koei Tecmo things, and they just never once cared. They were always very open towards people making content on here. I mean, I had Chin send me merch from Japan just because I was like marketing the games and stuff. You know, if I was a big Final Fantasy or Metal Gear fan, none of you guys would be in this chat right now. That was the stuff that you avoided like the plague. Anytime a new Final Fantasy came out, like, you had to not even think about uploading those cutscenes, otherwise your account was gone. Konami was incredibly strict about that. But, you know, I just don't really play barely any of their games, so I kind of Matrix dodged all that. People get too fixated. They say, congrats on 20 years. I'm like, you know, it's an achievement, yes. I'm not going to say it isn't, but it's also just dumb luck, really. It was incredibly easy to get banned for uploading game stuff back then. Which is interesting because now you have these people doing legit horrible things in real life, far more harmful than uploading a video game cutscene, and nothing happens. It's like a 3-day ban. It's really hard for me to accept that as somebody who was around for the big gaming ban wave on YouTube. People robbing people and sending threats of violence and stuff. It's like a 3-day ban. But back then it was like, you uploaded the Metal Gear Solid 4 ending, we're gonna nuke your account. It's like, which one is more harmful? I think causing or at least inciting violence is more harmful than uploading a video game cutscene, but apparently that's not the case. It's really stupid when you think about it that way. Video game cutscene isn't gonna hurt anybody. Bad fight. Atlas, yeah, 100%. Keep in mind, Atlas had that really draconian rules for Persona 5 when that released like 10 years ago. It was like this ridiculous laundry list of rules. And it like wasn't even enforced, but it drove a lot of people away from covering the game. So, that sounds like a pretty plausible theory. I would put money on that being why. It's like you couldn't show like certain things. It's like, well, you're not going to enforce it. What is the point of doing stuff like that? It's literally just the Japan branch being tone deaf and old, and not understanding that letting people play stuff like that without problems is a good way to raise awareness, make people want to buy it. It's like the only reason. They got a lot of flack for that, well deserved. I can understand like not wanting people to put up the whole experience, but it's just like something people are gonna do anyway. It was also just silly because they're obviously not paying anybody to watch like thousands of hours of streams to see if somebody breaks one of those rules. It wasn't like a review key embargo thing, it was basically just this really big laundry list of rules of things you couldn't do with it. There we go, 1 CC. Got the run back. That fight against his clones was a little bit sloppy, but still pulled it off. Thanks for voting for the run back. I feel better now. There's a clean credit right there. Well, see, the thing is, when the game company started putting albums on here legally, they started enforcing people uploading the music. The problem is stuff like what you mentioned, where there is no legal alternative, and they still ban them. That's what's really killing game music on here. It's good that they do have the stuff on here officially, so if those people do something stupid and get cancelled and get banned, you know, that it will still be preserved on here. But yeah, it was definitely a problem. Like, what's the purpose of banning somebody who uploads PC 88 and 98 music? How much of that can you buy legally? Like, none of it. Outside of, like, the East games, the first 3 East games, because those are, like, legendary soundtracks, you know, and it's got a big name on it of Koshiro's on it, so they can sell that. The rest of it, no. Those companies are long gone. They don't exist anymore. There's no one to collect the money. Those people are long gone. Like, they're not in the industry anymore, so that's my problem with that. I think torching people's accounts for uploading cutscenes is more acceptable than, like, removing an actual piece of history that's not easy to get back. That's way more of a problem. Both are really bad, don't get me wrong, but a lot of that music, like you said, is lost. You know, those games are long gone, especially for, like, online games as well that don't have any kind of private offline server or anything. You know, once those accounts are gone, unless somebody still, like, has that game on their hard drive somewhere, I mean, you can't get it anymore. Let me see what I feel like doing next. That was some satisfying tag combo stuff going on there. Let's see here. I think I'll do another poll. So I'm trying to raise this $20 so I can get this game tonight. I'll do another poll. Alright, there you go. Next poll's up. You guys can decide. I'll give you guys a couple minutes and take a little bit of a break from 2 credits in a row. A little bit of a short break here. Yeah, private servers for service games is basically just like Warcraft, PSO Episode 2, Blue Burst, and then like a couple random assorted things. The preservation with those types of games, even before gotchas, is completely in the toilet. So removing the music is really stupid. Like, no one's making money off that stuff. It's a dead IP. Ragnarok was like one of the first ones to have a private server, and basically like you don't ever need to play the online version, the official version. There's so many different versions with like EXP and other stuff. There's a Closer's private server as well, although I don't really know the benefit of being on that at this point. I feel like both of them have barely any players. I'm just not really keen on them having a cash shop. I think that that's a really easy way to get banned, you know, and get legal action taken, but Code Closers does have a real money cash shop. I understand they need money to keep the servers up, but I think like a Patreon or something would have been like wiser, but nobody really cares about Closers anymore at this point. I guess that the Fnatic Games doesn't care. I'm sure they know about it. I don't know, it's just kind of spotty to me. I would be more comfortable if it was just like, it had like all the cash shop stuff, you know, and it was free, but then they had like a Patreon to you know, pay for the server costs and the upkeep and everything, instead of like having a cash shop, but you know, they could technically get sued and get a cease and desist at like any moment. That's why I never touched that server. Like, you know, if I'm gonna play the game and donate money to them, I would rather do it on the one that's less likely to shut down. But yeah, private servers for MMOs are pretty much not really a thing. They never really were. Blue Burst and like Warcraft and Ragnarok are like the only major ones. I know that there was one for DFO, but it was like Korean only, and it was supposed to be like some kind of WoW Classic type thing, where it was like not supposed to get updates past a certain point. And I think that sounds pretty good, but obviously, like, making something like that is not very smart, because that's like it's not a dead, defunct game, you know, it still makes lots of money. So I really don't know. I haven't heard anything about that in a while, but hopefully they were smart enough to not take real money donations. Or at least, like, have it separated. Like, locked away in a Patreon or something. Instead of, like, we're just gonna have a cash shop in this game that's still running. I think Nexon's not gonna like that. Yes, that's what the $20 donation goal is for. Well, that's exactly the point. The game looks okay. It's not, like... It's not Basara level. But the main reason I want to support the game is because Musou is... it's a complete monopoly right now. Nobody else makes them anymore. So, you know, I want to support it, and I want to cover it. I'm just short $20. You know, I don't expect it to be, you know, the next coming of Basara, but it does look fun for what it is. And honestly, after like 80 hours of Origins and like having no builds and everything having 50 billion HP, I'm down to play something where I can actually have a build and not just have the game stay static for like everything past the first playthrough, because that is 100% what I don't like about Origins. They tried too hard to make the game honest, and it completely gutted the replay value as a result. There's like one chase item in that game. There's like one chase item, but you basically have to do everything in the game to get it unless you cheat. So by that point, you're already burnt out. So I'm interested in playing it if I can get it funded, because I do like Origins. It's a good game, but I feel like I don't think they realized the gravity of like nerfing all the broken stuff. It makes the game last a lot less. It makes the game get old a lot quicker, especially because it's, you know, it's one character with a dozen movesets instead of like, you know, 50 characters with 30 movesets like it was before or whatever. It definitely does affect the replay value. I don't really mind only having one character. It's just everything else being gutted as well is what sucks. You know, it's just like if you want to make builds and stuff, you can't really do anything in that game at all. I mean, you've seen everything after the first playthrough. There's not really much reason to play longer. Yeah, the story presentation is pretty good, but is it worth another 30 hours of the same thing? You know, you gotta ask yourself that. It's like, well, you know, you could just watch the cutscenes online. You could just watch them online, You don't have to play the game. Which is why I'm not really a big fan of cutscenes being the main driving force behind replay value these days. It's like, well, you're gonna put like alternate endings in and stuff. You're gonna make it a pain to get them. Like, I'm just gonna go watch them online. I'll still finish the game and roll the credits, but I'm not gonna go beat it like 4 more times to watch like a 5-minute cutscene. I need something gameplay focused and keep playing it. Anyway, looks like Pirate Warriors won, so I'll go ahead and boot that up. I mean, like up until around like 10 years ago, there were a lot of competing Musou games. You know, there was the Fate Extella series, there was Oni-chan Bara, Senran Kagura as well. Like, none of them were as good as Basara. I'll tell you that right now. But it was nice having a variety of those types of games to play, and now there's only one company doing them. Oni-chan Bara was good. The last 2 Oni-chan Bara games were good. Z2 Chaos is a complete jank mess, but it is like the epitome of tag combo exhilaration. You can do some crazy stuff in that game. It is a lot of fun. Origins was slowed down quite a bit, but the game is like a lot more honest. The boss fights are actual boss fights, meaning you can like actually interact with them instead of just spamming invincible moves because it's the only thing that works. Because they don't stagger to anything. I think Origin is good. It's still like, it's still got tag combo sauce to it, but they definitely toned it down because I think they realized how terrible the bosses were in Z2 Chaos. Boss fights in that game are a complete meme. A lot of people get filtered on the bosses until you figure out that you have to essentially just keep doing the ultimate combinations to stay invincible, and they get shredded in seconds. But if you try to fight them like actual boss fights, and be honest and respect what they're doing, I mean, you get shut down real quick. Origin is a much better put together game, but they're both fun for different reasons. The Fate Extella games are okay. The Fate Extella games are okay. They're not that great. They're playable. The problem with those games was, or Link specifically, was the fact that it was too easy to break. I did like the hardest content in like 15 hours, not even looking at any guides, because I got that game early. I bought it from a mom and pop store before it came out officially. The game was way too easy to break. But it was solid. I think if they had continued it, it could have been like a lot better, but it kind of just came and went. Senran Kagura I thought was pretty much always garbage. The last one was the one that was the most playable outside of the Gooner trash, but they won't make one of those anymore because of all the censorship stuff going on. So that series is dead. There's supposed to be a gacha game coming this year, but they haven't shown any gameplay, so the chances of that being an actual game and not more turn-based junk. Before I get any flack for that, turn-based combat is legit, but not when it's a gacha. all the strategy goes out of the window when it's a gacha. You don't need strategy if you can just swipe. So I hope that Senran Kagura game is like actual gameplay, not turn-based, or like tower defense or something crap like that. Who knows? Usually with gacha games, if they hide gameplay, that's always a bad sign. Usually with gacha games, it's like if they actually show gameplay, like immediately after announcement or quickly after, then that means that they actually care about making something worth playing. And if they don't, it's usually a pump and dump, you know, turn-based microtransaction sim. It's like, you know, you can just go play like Shin Megami Tensei or something and get like actual good turn-based combat that takes skill and decision-making and stuff, and there's no microtransactions past like a season pass or whatever. But you can't like get like a maxed out character and just push the attack button to kill everything. Like that Kamen Rider game that just came out a couple months ago, the gacha game. That's a perfect example. They hid gameplay of that until the last minute, and then it came out and it's literally like a flash game with like no gameplay and like a $2 budget. And it's like, I already kind of saw that coming because, like I said, they didn't show any gameplay. They wanted it to sell just because of the name. Probably not doing very well. I think there are plenty of tower defense games you can play on Steam for like $6 that don't have predatory microtransactions and won't delist in a year. I'm willing to bet. Bloons tower defense is right there. That game's like $8. Why would you play a cheap Kamen Rider clone of that? Even if you're really big into Toku, that's just not wise. The slot machine stuff you can turn off in free mode. Also, if you push the Basara button, it does like a finishing move, and it takes you out of the form. But yeah, that was a big complaint about 4. The Mario Party stuff really nerfs the combat quite a bit, but you can turn it off. I recommend keeping it on until you have everything unlocked, though. Just because if you get the ship or Kanetsugu, you can burn through maps like really quick. But if you just want to play the combat, yeah, you definitely got to go to free mode and turn off roulettes. Otherwise, it's Mario Party with good combat, essentially. It's like if Mario Party was like this really in-depth Musou game with incredibly deep combat. That's basically what Basara 4 is. Pre-patch it was really bad. Because pre-patch you couldn't end the transformation early. And like the bomb guy is the worst one by far. The bomb guy doesn't give you any significant time to kill buff or anything. He's a straight debuff. The other ones are pretty good. I mean, you can basically fully clear a level in the time that you have the ship. The ship can solo an entire level by itself. Especially if you get it twice in a row. Like, you can finish a map in like a minute, 2 minutes or something. Yeah, that's not exactly an unpopular opinion. It is one of the biggest flaws with that game, and I can't blame anybody for seeing gameplay of that on here and not wanting to do that. I totally get it. Franchise was on its last legs at that point. I think they felt like they needed to do something different to keep it fresh, but I don't know. It kind of feels like X Factor in Marvel 3. It's like, yeah, it lets you kill stuff quick, but it's not fun, and it doesn't feel rewarding, which is exactly what I hated about X Factor. X Factor is basically anybody's a threat when they have level 3 X Factor. You can just mash buttons and kill like a much better player than you if you land a hit. I thought that was always really stupid. Basara is definitely like that. You can use the ship, if you get the ship like twice, you can clear an endgame map at like level 1. And like no damage. It's fun to a degree, but it does get old. Just like X Factor, Marvel 3 was in its heyday. I kinda would roll my eyes seeing a X Factor level 3 come back. We'll essentially just pop it and hope that you land a low short, and then do like one air combo and half their health is gone. And then you do that again on incoming and they're dead. And they like didn't even earn it at all. He landed like 2 stray hits and you won because of that. Basara 4 is definitely a lot like that. You know, Yukimura Den really cut down on a lot of that. There was a lot less of the Mario Party RNG stuff, but it's just objectively a worse game in every way. The mechanics got gutted, for one. There's no more tagging. The gear system and the build system got gutted. It's actually, like, worse than Origins in that regard. The only good thing about that game is the new movesets are fun, and the fact that they have a Bloody Palace. But the Bloody Palace just felt hollow because you can't tag. And one of the biggest complaints about Basara 4 was overly gimmicky stage design, where they have a lot of mini-games and stuff, and, you know, the combat is really good, so after you played the game for like a couple dozen hours minimum, you just want to mess around with the combat system. You don't want to do all those weird gimmicky mini-games and stuff, but there's like very few maps that don't have that. They did fix that in Yukimura Den with the Bloody Palace. The campaign, I think, was actually worse than Basara 4 because they had a lot of auto-scroller mini-games and stuff that like weren't at all fun. But, Yukimura Den has some good things to it. Ideally, people will just like find that version of MT Framework and just patch those characters back into 4 or something. Put the Bloody Palace mode in 4. I would pay good money for a commission to do that if somebody had the skill with MT Framework to do it. The combat is objectively better in 4. I won't be surprised if the Senran Kagura gacha is garbage with like no gameplay. Although there is a chance that it might actually have gameplay, because there was a Senran Kagura game, I think it was called like New Link, and it was basically just turn-based stuff, so, you know, probably heavily pay to win, because that's pretty much how all the gacha turn-based games are compared to a premium one. And that's shut down, so there's a chance that it might actually have real gameplay, but, like I said, not really a good sign when they announce a gacha game and they don't show gameplay. I could be wrong. If it is decent gameplay and it's better than the native games, I'll play it. too burnt on these Kamen Rider gachas, though. Kamen Rider gachas are real shit. Meme-worthy. Zero effort. And they shut down in like a year. Yukimura Den was outsourced. From my understanding, it was outsourced. And they probably gave them, like, no money to make it, and it totally got rushed, because, like, that was the year that, Sanada Maru came out as well, the Koei version, which is narratively a better game. I mean, the combat is better in Yukimura Den, despite how much it got neutered. But Sanada Maru is a better game overall. I mean, back then, like, it was kind of like playing a FromSoft game versus a Team Ninja game. If you wanted gameplay only, then, you know, Yukimura Den was a better choice. If you wanted narrative and, like, more content overall, I mean, it was no contest with Sanada Maru. And, it's pretty much why some people don't like Team Ninja games. Like, yeah, the combat is 1,000 times better, but, you know, level design is buns. They're a lot lower budget. For some people, the amount of mechanics can be overwhelming. But, you know, if you want gameplay, that's what you would get. But, like, those games came out within a couple months of each other, and they're good at very different things. Story and overall volume of content, and Sanada Maru, those games are, like, the same price, and Sanada Maru, or Yukimura Den, had, like, 6 hours of content, basically. They had the story in the Bloody Palace. That was it. You could finish that game in a weekend. Not even playing, like, all day. You could burn through that game so quick. Sanada Maru was a much better value for your money overall if you're just able to accept that, you know, the gameplay is worse. I mean, that's why a lot of people like FromSoft games, even though Team Ninja completely destroys them in gameplay. You know, they have better graphics, they have a larger budget, they have more immersion with the level design and everything, and some people really value those things, but Team Ninja fans, myself included, I don't give a shit about that stuff. You know, I just want a game that's deep and fun to play, and that is what they deliver. I tried Elden Ring in private, and I hated that game. It just was not fun whatsoever. I hated the combat. It felt so sluggish. I see why people like it, though. They're very high-quality games. Just not for me. Sanada Yukimura Den was not high quality. That game was anything but high quality. And, like, we need to have this game out for the big Yukimura drama that was airing in Japan at the time. But we're gonna outsource it and give them, like, no time or money to do it. And what ended up happening, Sanada Maru was pretty well received. People genuinely liked the game, and they liked that the story was told well and everything, and there was a lot more content. just getting through the story took enough time for most people to be satisfied, but like Yuki Muroden was like the length of like a PS2 God of War game. It's like 6 to 8 hours. And because the combat got gutted, you didn't really have that to fall back on either. It wasn't like DMC4. DMC4 was a lot like that too, to be fair, with the gameplay carrying an otherwise disappointing package. But Yuki Muroden just doesn't feel satisfying to play because every time you play that game, it's just like, if this had the tagging and like a couple more movesets, you'd want to play it more, but it doesn't. It's in this weird spot because like the Bloody Palace is what the hardcore Basar players really wanted. They wanted a place to just fight and not have like dialogue or cutscenes or gimmicks and minigames and stuff. They just wanted a place to enjoy the combat, and they give us that. They gave us that, but then, you know, they gutted the combat and the gear system and everything, so it's like half of what people wanted. And then they never made another game again. They made the gacha game, which had like no gameplay and only lasted like a year. It didn't last very long. I think the problem with the gacha game was that it was very outdated even for the time. I mean, it came out like just before gacha games started to have like legit combat. You know, it predated like PGR. I mean, the closest thing you could get at that point was probably Honkai Impact. I think they could, if they had gotten it to that level, then maybe it could have gone somewhere, but it was basically just face roll, turn-based stuff. The art style was decent, but they were like chibi characters and stuff, and that's not for everybody. But it was pretty devoid of gameplay. So at the 15th anniversary, that was like the main thing they talked about was that, and it's really funny in retrospect because you can't even play that game anymore. It shut down like a couple months after. Everybody in the chat was asking for a sequel. Well, they didn't get that. But yeah, the point with the Disgaea Musou and why I'm trying to raise funds for it is I do want to support another company making those types of games because we've lost all of them, basically. Tamsoft is stuck making that Bleach Requiem of Souls game. Marvelous basically gave up entirely. Between Senran Kagura and the Fate games, I mean, both those franchises are dead right now. And there's no one else. Capcom doesn't try anymore. I mean, they didn't even remaster the games for the 20th anniversary. Like, the lowest effort thing that they could have done to celebrate the franchise that doesn't require making an expensive new game. They couldn't even do that. So that's why I'm doing the donation drive for it. I want to support another company at least trying. The game seems to have a lot of the same problems as Origins, though, where you just play as one guy, and I think Disgaea has been around like 25 years now, so people want to just play as their favorite characters. But, you know, if it does well, maybe they'll expand it to that point, but I don't know, it looked pretty fun from what I saw. It didn't look too bad. It's just not mega giga sweaty gameplay, but I mean, are there any Musou games that are even like that at this point? That are new? There aren't any. Origins is close, but the execution in that game is non-existent. You can't really style in that game at all. There's too many systems in place to prevent you from being able to do it. Level design has to be buns to run all the mechanics? No, I don't really think that's it. They have a much smaller budget and team to work with than FromSoft, so that's why FromSoft games excel in other ways. You know, music, atmosphere, environmental storytelling, and and immersion and stuff. And, you know, hey, if people value that over actual good combat, hey, that's fine. You know, nothing wrong with that, but I always thought the comparisons were a little bit unfair. Because that's what Team Ninja games have always been. It's always like gameplay first, everything else is a distant second. You know, Ninja Gaiden, the first Ninja Gaiden was pretty good looking for its time, and that game has aged pretty well, but like the other two and the expansions looked quite a bit behind everything else, and then obviously the storytelling is terrible. So, you know, the only reason you're playing that is for the gameplay. That's just how their games have always been. But people seem to think that that was not the case, but it always has been. Outside of Ninja Gaiden Black. Oh, man. Oh, please don't do that. I had my link up there, dude. It was $20 for the game. I won't get that for like 2 months. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's why I have my link pinned there. Yeah, I won't have access to that for 2 months. Ah, shit. Now I feel really bad. I'll still get it. I'm not going to be able to use that to get the game. That's full disclosure. That's why the link is pinned. Some people have commented on me having the link there all the time. I'm like, this is exactly why. This is exactly why. Yeah, YouTube does that to get a cut of the money. You don't get it right away. Well, thank you regardless. I really appreciate that. It'll give me a bigger check in 2 months. But in terms of getting the game, unfortunately, it will not help at this time. Well, anyway, let's see what else I feel like doing. Try to maybe play like one more game, and then probably go back on Nioh, which I can't stream. I probably got another couple hours of that tonight, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to go on here. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's Twitch and YouTube do stuff like that so that they get a cut of the money. They want our donations essentially. they want our donations. They want a cut of them. They have more than enough money. I am a starving content creator. It's already out right now. That's what the goal's for. If I did get it funded today, I probably would play it for a little bit and then like probably play it more tomorrow, because I started the stream a little late. But it's out right now. It's out right now. You can look at it right here. Let's see what it is. It's right here. Yeah, if you want to support me directly, do not use Super Chat. Oh, don't feel bad about it. It's not your fault. I actually turned it off. I turned it off for that reason, but the fuckers turned it back on. It's just like bits, like on Twitch. The only good thing about bits is that people can't do chargebacks, which is something that popular streamers have to deal with. Is people sending like exorbitant amounts of money and then charging it back, and then having to fight with the bank and stuff. So bits is basically non-refundable. So bits have more of a purpose. The problem with bits is that it's a shit value. It's a shit value, and it's also, you don't get it until the next payment cycle. So it's the same problem. Say somebody's car was like broken, or they're short on rent. Something like really important that's an emergency, and someone dumped like $1,000 in bits. Yes, they would get the money, Would they get it in time to solve those emergencies? Probably not. It's it's not quite a scam, but it's misleading. It's misleading to people, and it makes me feel bad when people do that, because I know that they like my content and they want to help, and I feel bad that I have to tell them that you know, I won't see any of that. But it's all right though. I guess I'll do like one more game. Make another poll. Bits is not a it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. It's a lot of the money goes to Twitch. And, like, really the only benefit is, like I said, for big streamers, they do tend to encourage it because it prevents chargebacks. There's been a number of streamers that have gotten like 4 to 5 figures in donations from one person, and then they charge it back after they turn off the stream. And that causes, obviously, a bunch of issues. But yeah, bits are kind of the same problem. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, wow. Alright, well, how about this? I have to buy the card and I have to make an account. It's going to take a few minutes. Well, thank you. You didn't have to do that. I don't want you to feel like you're obligated to do that. It's not at all your responsibility or anyone's responsibility. Alright, well, I have to make an account. Let me see here. I had to make another account. Stupid captcha's not working. I hate this, man. Just let me make the email. They make this so difficult. It's not working. It's like they make these impossible for a person to do. I'm trying. It's not working. Ugh. It's so hard to get an email now. Come on. Can I just, like, make a separate Gmail or something? It's not working. Great verification. It doesn't even work. Slide to complete. Why can't it just be click on something like usual? Oh, great. Stupid verification doesn't work. I wish you could just, like, have, like, one email. I can't show this because it's got personal information. It's not working. God damn it, man. Just make the stupid email. Hate signing up for stuff now. They make it such a pain because of all the bots. Can't get past this damn captcha. It won't work. Try again. Maybe it'll give me a captcha that actually works. Just for the second time now. Alright, is this gonna work or what? Thank you. Jeez, man. You're making these captchas like, medication. You're making these captchas like, medication bottles. Make them like nobody can open them. Alright. I'm making the account right now. Hold on. We used to call it anti-human technology when I was a kid. I would have those vitamin bottles, like the Flintstones vitamins, and like nobody in the family could open it. We called it anti-human technology. Like impossible to open. Sorry for the black screen. I obviously can't show this. Somebody come in here and bum the card. You'd have to be pretty quick to do that, though. Got their, like, switch out trying to bum a Hong Kong eShop card. They're gonna make me put in my whole, everything. And to be careful to not do this wrong, otherwise I gotta go back and do it again. Alright, almost done. Yeah, those bottles are like impossible to open. Made for no one. Oh my god, why are you making me sign in again? I just signed in. It's me. Jeez, make this so difficult. Don't even have like a credit card tied to these accounts. Like somebody could log in and there's nothing there to take. It's empty. Alright, I see the game right here. So now I gotta buy the gift card. I'll go ahead and I'll hook up the capture card after this is done, so you guys know I didn't spend it on like cocaine or something. You're just gonna have to wait here. Give me a sec. What verification email? Okay, well, you're not sending the freaking code. Why do I have to do this? It's like these companies don't want you to spend money on their service, I swear. Yeah, I saw these penis enlargement things in my spam email. Where's the verification email? Why do I need to verify this? I just bought something like last week. What the hell? Right, give me what I paid for. Give me what I paid for. Where is it? Alright. I remember one time, like 10 years ago, I think this is actually when Yuki Muradin came out. I ordered a JP PSN card off Play Asia, and they literally sent me one that was already used. Like somebody that was working there that got the code, like they used it for like, I don't know, Fortnite meme dance or something. It was such a struggle to get them to give me another one. I'm like, dude, it's spent. It's expired. You didn't give me one that worked. Like, you need to fix it. Paid money for it. I think somebody literally did, like, Peter Griffin meme dance or something. They wanted that, so they stole one of the cards from their work. Alright, almost there. I mean, it's basically what's happening with gachas right now, right? You know, I play Aethergazer on these streams, and Aethergazer treats you so much better than the popular gachas. Like Wuthering Waves, Genshin, Zenless, Star Rail, like all the biggest ones. That game treats you so much better. A lot of times it really is the less popular thing, at least when it involves spending money with a business, the less popular thing is usually better. The most popular thing is basically just because of convenience. It's not because they're giving you a better service. You know, those games make a ton of money even though they're incredibly predatory. Literally because people know they won't shut down. But like, if you want to be treated better, you know, you play something like Aethergazer. Aethergazer is very free to play and light spender friendly, way more than, you know, the more popular stuff. Play Asia has a monopoly on buying these cards. Because you basically, if you don't buy it from them, you have to know somebody that lives in that region, which was actually a popular thing for a while. There was a woman doing that for PSO2 because she lived in Japan. She was buying the cards and then like selling them for less markup than the popular sites. So it's like, yeah, you know, it's one person running it. So it's not going to be instant, you know, they have other stuff to do. Besides sell cards, it wasn't like her main source of income, but you got one that actually worked, right? She wasn't, you know, redeeming them on the side or something and causing you to have to fight with customer support. That's just how things are. A lot of people will say you're a contrarian, especially with gacha games, but it's like, you know, they treat you better. They do. Yes, there is the risk of them shutting down, but like, if you're going to do business with them, they're going to treat you a lot better than the big stuff, because those guys are making so much money, they don't have to treat you well, like, at all. They're making millions the way they are. Do they really need to change it to that point? No. People are happily giving them their money with treating them like dirt. That's just how things work, especially with like online stuff. Except for like Epic Game Store. Epic Game Store is an exception because that's like the less popular contrarian thing, but it's just worse than Steam in every way. There's like no benefit at all. And I think that's what that company doesn't understand. You know, Steam is a monopoly because nobody else even tries. You know, if they had put in more of an effort to compete with Steam like 10 years ago, there could have been an honest chance for them to be like a legit competitor, but they didn't try. And now it's just like, you know, why are you going to do your business on Epic Game Store? I mean, it's basically just like Fortnite and a couple exclusives, but they've lost most of the exclusives already. The Kingdom Hearts games and the PC ports and the Final Fantasy games, the remake games, were like the big ones, but those are on Steam now, so like, why would you spend money on there? It's worse in every way. But most things, you know, if you can avoid using Amazon or like Google, a lot of times, or a popular a site that has a monopoly, they usually treat you better. For instance, here, like with my medication, the CVS was giving me so much trouble. You know, they wouldn't deliver my stuff. They wanted me to pay for it. Actually, they just stopped doing delivery entirely, but then, like, the one down the street that I can walk to, they offer free delivery. And they're like a small, like, I think they're family-owned. It's a family-owned business. So it's like, They're less popular. They may not be around as long, but they're treating you better with, you know, what they've got. Because what other way is there to stay relevant? What's up, Mawagre? I just got Disgaea Musou thanks to a generous $20 donation. How you doing? I was waiting for it to download. Yes, they do. I just bought it. Oh, it's almost done. Let me set up the capture card. Give me a moment. We'll give this a shot right now. Well, if my controller's charged. Otherwise, you guys are going to have to wait. Give me a sec here. They put on another soundtrack. This might take a while. I also need to use the bathroom before I get started. What's a good track we got here that'll give me a couple minutes to get this done? Testing, testing. Can you hear me now? Well, now I got the echo. Let me see here. How the hell did I fix this last time? Well, yeah, see, that's why I said this is going to take a while. Hold on. Alright, there shouldn't be any more echo. Okay, so you can hear me now. Say yes or no. No trolls, yes or no. Because I'm going to tab out into the game monitor. Now, we have a problem here. You can hear me? Okay. We have a problem here. It's not a big problem, but it's a problem. The problem is that my Pro Controller is dead because I haven't hooked up my Switch 2 to the dock in like 3 months. So, right now, I have the cable hooked up to the Switch 2, but I have it on a very small box, and I don't want to move that much. So, I'll play for a little bit now. In the morning, or maybe later tonight after it charges, I'll do more. But I get incredibly anxious that I'm going to break it. Because they don't make this shit with Nintendium anymore. Nintendo stuff is really fragile now compared to that famous story of the OG Game Boy surviving like an explosion in the Gulf War. Now this shit is so fragile. So I have a limited amount of like range of motion right now. We will try the game tonight, but I'm very limited in how far I can move currently. Let me see if it actually has 120 FPS support. It might. I don't know what the benefit is of the Switch 2 version. Just gotta, I think it shows some personal information, so give me a sec here. Let me see here. Display. Alright. We're good to go. Good to go. Yes, I bought this with Christmas money. I bought this with Christmas money, and I don't regret it. It's actually a fun game. It's just poverty. It's a poverty game that they want like $70 for. It's actually really fun, but it has like 3 players online, so, and like no single player content. But I got a gift card for Christmas, and I bought it. I don't know if I'll stream it, but I did. I did buy that. In any case, let's try it out. Many thanks for the support, the dono. Alright, let me translate this. It doesn't have English yet, but we'll get by for now. Oops. It's not supposed to have English until later. Yeah, I see Japanese, simplified Chinese, and Korean there, so there's no English. I can read that much. I can read a little bit. It's not a whole lot. Let's see, where's my translate app? Make sure they got like a performance mode in here or something. Yeah, I'm very limited in how far I can move right now, so I'm not going to play that long, probably like a few minutes. See, they have like a performance mode in here or something? Come on, translate. Alright, that's text speed. Priority mode? What does that mean? Image, quality, or action? Yeah, we're going action. Alright, that's all that matters. I figured there was something like that in here. Means performance mode. Oh, whoa, it looks way worse. Alright. I wonder if this is like 120 FPS or if the other one, if they're both 60. I think it actually is running at 120 FPS. Jamada! Cancels feel pretty good, surprisingly. Like sliding the finger and he, sliding my finger between attack and dodge and he does it like right away, frame one. Let me see what this says. I can read some of it, but not enough. Sure, once I get past the hurdle, this will be more than playable. The Japanese is not that great. Okay, so this says if you use an L1 attack and you get hit during it, it gives you buffs. So it's basically KOF auto guard. It's a really long-winded way of saying that. That's what I'm saying. Sorry. You're not getting the story. Sorry. No. I did like Disgaea 1 story. I thought that game had a good story, but my arm's gonna fall off translating all this. That's just something I'm not going to do. You can wait for it to be in English. There's supposed to be a patch for this to have English, but they didn't say when. I want to get this video done, that's why I bought it now. I've strung you guys along way too long. Alright. Alright, you know what I'm gonna pick first, right? You know exactly what I'm gonna pick.
まだ準備中だ。
ご案内するっす。バッサバサー。
Oh, very good rider kick form. This game is powered already. Ready to. That is excellent rider kick form right there. That's like the exact form they do on the show. Very powered. Oh man, the Dempsey roll? Hell yeah. I know he gets like Bunshins later too. What's up, man? Hello. I'm enjoying the demo. I'm taking a break from the game for a little bit. I just got some donations for this, so I'm just checking it out really quick, but I can't really play for long because I'm both hungry and then also my controller is charging. But yeah. Got the new Disgaea Musou. And I can barely read any of it because my Japanese is noob tier. Yeah, Nioh 3 is way too demanding for how it looks. I wouldn't be surprised if the game is actually loading like more than you can see, because I notice I'm not on PS5, right? I'm on PC, and like when I fast travel in that game, it loads like instantly. So what I think it's doing is it's loading way more of the map than what's visible, so that you can fast travel quickly. But that's also increasing the requirements like crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it is. Because usually, most 3D games, they only load what you can see. Anything you can't see is unloaded. But I think the game is actually loading a significant part of the world. Which is... It's good for being able to fast travel and not having long load screens, but it's bad for efficiency and resource usage. So... that is probably why. It would not surprise me if that's why. That's how people break They break a lot of early 3D games because they find ways to go out of bounds. Metroid Prime is a good example. They glitch out of bounds and then, like, nothing's loaded because that game only loads what you can see. When you use a door in those games, it's loading the next room, and then when you go through the door, unless it's... There are some exceptions, but usually what it's doing is it unloads the room that you just left. So... And that was a way that they could get the game to run at 60 FPS and look so good, because it's only loading, like, small rooms at a time. But I think Nioh 3 is actually, like, not doing that. I think it actually does just load everything. Or at least, like, way more than it needs to. It seems like that's the case. But, I can't confirm or deny. That's just my observation from playing it for 50 hours. Oh, this just makes it run worse. How poorly optimized is this? You put it on image quality, it lags. What the heck? A Switch 2? What's the point of having a Switch 2 version? How's Ronin on PC really bad? It did like barely any patches for it. Well, it certainly runs better than Critica. Critica was unplayable. End-game content. This actually doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel bad at all. It's not Basara quality, but it actually doesn't feel bad at all. It feels pretty responsive.
行くっすか。また来てくださいっす。
討論議会だよ。
It's just explaining reincarnation and the points. I already know how those things work. Yeah, this is like the usual stuff.
またのお越しよだよ。
Although in this game you have the option of just beating up the entire council, which is pretty cool. But just like the mainline games, some of them are pretty powerful, so going in there trying to deck everybody may not work, but that is an option. I saw somebody doing it earlier. That's like they didn't approve his bill.
スペシャルコンテンツやだよ。
They didn't approve his bill, so he just beat them all up. Violence is the answer. Oh, I get a costume. Let me look at the DLC for this. What do they have? See, I am getting pretty hungry. And I'm kind of shackled to this cord right now. I'm not going to buy anything, but I'm just curious what they have. It's probably a bunch of pay-to-win stuff. Does this just give you, like, permanent 100% experience? What do these do? They already have a cheat shop in the game. They gotta have microtransactions, too. No wonder no one's playing this game. Are you serious? So this is literally an experience ticket, but it's not permanent. You can buy these multiple times. I'm not making this up. What this says is it's 30 consumable experience potions or whatever. You get everything by 10 times, but you can keep buying it. I'm like, well, why don't you just make a gacha game at that point? You get 30 of them. I mean, I guess for the price, maybe some people could justify it, but I don't know. What is up with that, man? Why do they have stuff like that in the game? This game is already, like, for how it looks, it's way too expensive. I don't know why they think people are going to buy these, but I guess somebody's buying it. I do have like 79 Hong Kong dollars left, so if I like the game enough, maybe I would consider doing that, but not now. I don't want to spend any more money today. Tapped out buying this. This is like an expansion or something. So is this available now, or are they... Did they really make DLC that's already finished and sell it back to you? Because that's what this is indicating right now. It's like that Slime Tales game where the characters were already in the game. They charge people for them because they're greedy. Yeah, I'm curious, like, what... Is this DLC, like, already available, or what? I'm not buying it now, I'm just curious. Kind of broke for the next couple days. I don't want to buy it, I'm just curious. Well, that's going to do it for now, folks. I'm going to take a break and eat and let this charge. And then, I might come back tonight. I did sleep quite a bit today, but I do need to have a snack and take my meds. Thanks for the $20. Greatly appreciated. It's fun so far. The language barrier is going to be a hurdle, but now I can make the video, and that's kind of what's important. It's mostly for the purpose of this video. I think the video might actually pay for most of this game, because I've gotten a lot of requests for it, and now, as you can see, I have like basically everything. The only things I'm missing is stuff that nobody gives a shit about, like Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, but it's in Japan. It's been Japanese only. Token Ranbu Warriors, which like literally like 3 people bought. Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. I actually did try the demo for that. They had a free demo for it. It looks completely terrible, and it doesn't have an uncapped frame rate, so I don't see the point in covering something like that. But I have all the mainline games, all of them. I got the Dynasty Warriors. I'm missing Samurai Warriors 5 as well, but that's 30 FPS capped, from what I remember, so that's obviously not worth spending money on. Well, yeah, I've got all the ones that people care about, essentially, so we're going to call it GG on making the video. Thank you guys for supporting me. I might come back tonight with more of this, otherwise it'll be probably in the morning when I wake up. Which Zelda Warriors is the best? That's kind of a tough question to answer. This one's got the most content, by far. Like, no contest. This game has the most content because they updated it for like 4 years. It's kind of like this game. It's actually like the second most supported Musou game we've ever gotten. Is Pirate Warriors 4 and the first Hyrule Warriors. Problem with this game is the grind is crazy. A lot of the movesets suck. Fighting the boss fights is way worse than the second and third game because this game is all about damage. You cannot play this game for style. You have to build for damage, and the reason for that is because of the way that the bosses work in this game, where you have to make them vulnerable. Which, to be fair, is accurate to Zelda. That's how Zelda bosses have always been, ever since the first one. You have to make them vulnerable. You can't just go up and slash them. The problem with this is 2 things. The first is there's RNG on when they do it. Sometimes they'll just not give you the attack that lets you make them vulnerable. And then also, because of this, if you do shit damage, the game is miserable to play, because you gotta go through that gameplay loop like 6 times. It's the same problem as Origins, but worse. Origins has a very similar gameplay loop, with like having to get them ready for a finisher, but it works much better here because you basically just interact with them all the time. You're not standing there and waiting. In this game, there's a lot of waiting, so the only viable build is basically stacking as much damage as possible, otherwise you're going to drive yourself insane playing it. But it does have the most content. The combat is very simple and one-dimensional. If you're looking for like combos and stylish stuff and execution, then this game does not have that at all. But if you want something to just turn off your brain and play for a couple 100 hours, definitely worth it. But personally, for me, the lack of style play was less of an issue. It was more the fact that fighting the bosses is just miserable, and a lot of the movesets are garbage. And to get stuff like attack speed, you have to play an insane amount of time. It's the best value for sure. Age of Calamity, I actually liked a bit more than Age of Imprisonment, but Age of Calamity runs like shit. And the gear system is terrible. Age of Imprisonment just came out a couple months ago. I honestly was very disappointed with this game. First off, they gutted the builds. It's actually a lot like Origins. The builds got completely gutted in this game, and it's just like not fun to really play past the story. Past the story is just a grind. But like, I already cleared all the content in like 25 hours. I did everything in the game before the patches in like sub 30 hours. Blind. blind, watching no spoilers, no hints or tips or guides. I did everything in this game so quick, and it just doesn't really have a lot of legs at all. And then, like, narrative-wise, it's really dumb. The story is stupid. It doesn't make much sense. It doesn't answer questions. And then also, because this takes place in the Breath of the Wild universe, but like thousands of years in the past or whatever, there's only like there's like 4 recognizable characters. Everybody else is basically like, if you could play generic officers in like a Samurai Warriors game. That's what they are. They do have unique movesets. There's no clones, but they're just faceless soldiers. You know, they're just random people, and it's totally because they decided to make it like so far back in the past that they can't have like any of the actual Breath of the Wild characters. This game was different. They actually had the Breath of the Wild characters in this, so a lot of people like the roster in this better. This felt like bench warmers. There's like 4 like recognizable characters, and everybody else is just a bench warmer. They are fun to play. They're not bad to play at all. Some of them are more fun than the main characters, but they're just nobodies. The story is stupid. I don't want to spoil it, but there's like a really big question in this game that doesn't get answered. And it's like, if this game's supposed to be about story, then why is the writing so bad? It would have been better to just do another one of these. That's the problem with both of these games, is they're solid games. They don't have a lot of meat on their bones. They don't have a lot of legs. The gameplay is much better in these than the first one, but every single time they do one of these Hyrule Warriors, everybody just asks for them to make an actual sequel to this. Because this is basically Warriors Orochi, but with Zelda characters. They have like Zelda characters from every era except Breath of the Wild, basically. So it goes up to Skyward Sword. You know, they have like, Link to the Past characters in this, and Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Link's Awakening. So it's a much better celebration of the series, but the gameplay kind of sucks. It's grinding for the sake of grinding. And for some people, that's enough. I mean, you can get this game for like $35 now used. It's a good value, but you have to know what you're getting yourself into. It's an insane grind, and it's not for everybody. Some people really like this game. Other people like me, I like the game for what it offers, but the gameplay loop was just not for me. The boss fights are just miserable, and then like a lot of the movesets are really bad, and they force you to use them. It's not like some of the other games in here, like Pirate Warriors 3 and 4, and Orochi 3 and 4, all suffer from that problem. The difference with these games over here on the side is that you're not forced to play as them. In this game, you're forced to use the trash movesets constantly, and it's not very fun. Age of Imprisonment is not worth $70, in my opinion. From either a narrative or a gameplay content standpoint, it's not worth the money at all. I regret buying it. I didn't really make any videos for it. I just didn't really care. I only really make videos of stuff that I like. It was fun for like a weekend. I played it for like a couple days. It was fun, but it just doesn't have any replay value. It's also really interesting. It doesn't have DLC. This is the first Hyrule Warriors to not have any DLC, and it really needs it. It needs like an extra mode or like some kind of endgame content. They added some free updates, but from what I've seen, it doesn't really add much. And like I said, the game has Origins Syndrome, where essentially they got rid of everything that you could put on your weapon that was actually fun, and all that's left is just stat boosts. And I feel like if you want that, you could just play the first Hyrule Warriors. It's very similar to this game. This game had the same problem. I liked the combat in this game. It was fun. But this game was way too narrative focused, and it really suffered because of it. It was a lot like Origins. The first playthrough was really fun, but then you run out of things to unlock. So if you want to do the other kingdoms, it's basically just for the story. But I feel like the gameplay stops evolving. So if you're in it for the story, then you can just go watch them online. Which is the problem with this game too. That's the problem with Origins. Origins is incredible the first playthrough. It's really fun. You're getting new stuff constantly. But then when you go to the other kingdoms, there's like there's no gameplay evolution at all. It just stays the same. And like the problem with Origins compared to this is that this game does have some choices matter stuff, but it's really poorly written and it barely changes anything. So it's another instance of I wouldn't fault anybody for beating this once blind with no spoilers and then just watching the cutscenes. This game had the same problem. I liked the combat in this game a lot. It was fun. It's really fun. It's like one of the underrated tag-based Musou games for sure, but it's got Origin syndrome. You play it once and you've seen basically everything gameplay-wise. And if you care about the story, I mean, there's no... I don't think there's any branching endings in this game, so... Really, if you beat it once, you've seen everything. That's the same thing with this, too. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. I'm going to go ahead and have a snack, and I might come back, but no promises. Actually, hold on. Let me take a photo of this so I can tell people the video is actually going to get made now. That's the whole list right there. All that's missing is stuff that nobody cares about. I'm not going to waste money on that. I'll see you guys later.